Hey everybody, Happy New Year. I did a collective reading for the new year. What else? I had not had time to do any for the solstice or the 12/12 portal, but those were covered with my with the podcast interview I did with at Mind Biz Life. We talked about the 12/12 portal as well as the energy for the first 6 months of 2022. And I did a shadow work workshop for the solstice that had a reading specific for the collective there as well for that group, but for anybody who is guided to participate in that workshop. And it was not a one-time thing. It's recorded and anybody can purchase it to watch it at any time. So if any of you feel guided to do that, know that those messages are also meant for you. So and honestly, it was pretty profound, actually. Like, the ladies can tell you that I got a little emotional at how profound the messages were, because they connected some dots for me with my own spiritual experiences as well. But I feel that they were exactly what everybody needed. So, and everybody definitely went through an experience after. Like, some people, did the natural shadow work process, and a lot of us were just felt the energy go through us, and I don't even know how to explain it. It just was, when you channel energy, it can knock you out, basically. And because so many of us experienced that, I was like, that is definitely the energy and spirit working through us and with us. So, that might sound a little daunting, but at the same time, it was very powerful. And I believe everyone that I talked to got a lot out of it. So I definitely recommend it for anybody who feels guided to. It's in my Etsy shop. You can purchase the recording of it in my Etsy shop. Okay, so let's get started on the reading. Check out the pics so that you can focus on the spread. As you guys hopefully realize now, I channel a specific spread for each collective reading that has, like, just the layout has its own, like, downloads and light codes for twin flames. Okay, let me see if I can easily show it to you. Wait, I don't know how to keep this on there. I have a light that's in the way, but let me try and move that. Oh, how is it getting my finger? Oh, it's my elbow. Anyway. So there's the spread. Okay. And now, got it. Now let's go through the messages. Okay, I did an Akashic Records reading for the collective. That's where I started. That's the base. Looking at what's going on with the collective through the Akashic Records right now. And then I asked, if you guys recall, that was the center. Then there's rays that come out to the right, and that is looking at the energy of the collective right now. And then on the other side, those rays are looking at the divine feminine, the divine masculine, and then some additional oracle card messages. Okay, now let me move this so that adjust it for you guys to be able to see the cards like I usually do. I need to move this chair out of the way. Not very smoothly. Okay, so looking at the foundation of where the collective is at right now. Okay, first we have the chess game. So this is actually, no, you know what? I'm not starting there. I'm starting here. The present situation first, and then I'll go to the foundation. So the present situation is the Akashic field. And even though I know these cards, and I want to specifically read what this says because it's very powerful. So, amazing opportunities abound right now, and you can increase and accelerate the experience by opening the doors to the Akashic Records. Your life force energy resonates with universal synchronicity right now, so you can explore the records and receive exactly the information that you need and the energy that can help. Basically, you are at a point right now where you have all the resources available to you to expand your life in ways that will bring in abundance and opportunities, both in your professional lives, your divine life purpose path, and in your twin flame journey with your divine masculines or divine feminines. So right now, this is all about learning how to access that and move forward in the best, most positive manifesting ways that you can. And it has specific instructions here too. Engage in this pursuit with a conscious focus. Write your intentions and ask for inspiration. Meditate on the Akashic field and visualize your goals. The universe is ready and willing to align with your heartfelt desires, and now is the time to make that happen. Okay? Okay, so now going to the foundation. The foundation, this is where you're at. The foundation is what has been building you up to here and is what you're focused on and working on moving forward. And when I say you here, I'm referring to both the divine feminines and the divine masculines, okay? So the chess game is about karmic situations that need to close out or have closed out. You know, the collective represented here could be a variety of waves. Okay, so take the information as it resonates for you and your situation. So this could represent karmic situations that still need to come to an end, and it can also represent some that already have. And what it means in this is that these are difficult situations that involve a lot of manipulation and lies and deception. It's a tricky game, literally, that mind game that you or your twin have to navigate strategically. So that requires sometimes that could require silence between the two of you in order to properly navigate it. It could also require certain behavior with a karmic partner or in a karmic situation that so look at it this way, like if the karmic is toxic and they are deceitful and manipulative, your twin might also have to behave in the same way in order to beat them at their own game. Make sense? So that is the type of situations that we're dealing with in many of these cases. It doesn't have to be all, let's keep that in mind as well, but it requires being handled carefully. With the Akashic Library, you are going through a new initiation into this new life, this new chapter that is significant because we know that the twin flame journey is a significant spiritual awakening and transformative process. And spirit is ushering you, and spirit being your own higher self as well, is ushering you into these new levels of awareness and existing here. This is the ascension process. So accordingly, you are having more recognition of old behaviors and patterns that no longer work for you and shedding them and stepping into new, more positive and intuitive ways of being and manifesting. This is all super positive, okay? And then with spring, autumn, I actually feel that this represents different people in different parts of the collective, like in the different waves, basically. So some who are further along in the journey, like first wave, you are more represented by the autumn aspect here. Like you are about to or starting the process of reaping the rewards of all of your hard work getting through this journey and getting through this process. Those in the spring side, you are in the beginning stages. You're planting the seeds of where this is going to go, what's going to happen with these connections and in your lives. Like you're just starting out this journey. And it's, you know, a bumpy road, but spirit is assuring you of the positive outcome and that you will reach the other side and you will reap those benefits as well. And then lastly, with the foundation, we have the King of Keys. So divine masculines are working on their stability, their foundation in the world, their success, their prosperity, and they're building themselves up and building their lives up so that they are ready to return to their queens. And they are on their way home to their queens. Just how long that process takes, how long that journey takes, depends on each individual pair, okay? The current influences on the present situation is that with the architect, You both are in the process of shaping your lives exactly how you want them to be, desire them to be, based on your intuition and your passions and your purpose. No longer shedding the conditions of what is expected of you. And it also represents coming into greater power and prestige and recognition and achievement in your professional lives as well, or in your divine life purpose paths, okay? The other present influence right now is with the King of Roses. This represents the healing process preparing you both for union. This represents the healing that Archangel Raphael is working on in both of you, particularly the divine masculine, since they are represented here, to heal all of those deep inner wounds that are helping you to step into who you truly are meant to be, your authentic selves, and come together and reunite. The outcome is actually a little bit of a story here. First, karmic situations will come to an end. It is going to be difficult for some because it will require just choosing to leave the battlefield. Like the War of Roses represents situations that there is not going to be an outcome that satisfies everybody. There's not going to be a peaceful resolution. So for many of these karmic situations, you guys don't have any choice except to just walk away. Just leave the battlefield, choose to accept your losses, find a way to make a resolution regardless of the fact that it's not going to be exactly what you want it to be. But those karmic situations are going to come to an end. Some of them already are. Some people are still working on them. That is going to happen. Your lives are going to expand in dramatic ways. I mean, this will probably a lot of the time come about once the karmic endings occur. It doesn't have to always be the case. Sometimes choosing to leave this stuff behind is what opens the doors. Sometimes the doors open first in order to help you leave. It just depends on each pair. But the doors of opportunity are opening, and tons of options that are all going to lead to abundance are opening up. And maybe it's multiple options that get taken as well for you guys. But know that your lives are going to expand, diversify, and it's all leading you to greatness. Greatness in in all ways, actually. I was going to say in prosperity-wise, professionally, but it doesn't have to just be that. It can be in your spiritual purposes. It can be in the relationships as well. With the Queen of Scrolls, the spiritual awakening is represented here, particularly on the divine feminine side, but for both of you. And you guys, this card represents that you guys are finding your way through the spiritual awakening process that happens with this journey and coming into higher levels of awareness and understanding, being able to see things from the 5D and from the higher perspectives that are required of you, to be honest. And actually that's represented here as well in the Oracle of the Seven Energies. So this is all represents the progress that is being made in the spiritual awakening process for each of you. And all of this combined is leading you to union. So you're headed in the right direction. Some of you have already started to step into this. Some of you are on the cusp of stepping into this, and some of you still have a little ways to go. But know that it's all leading to the same place. Literally, all roads lead to union, and you just have to continue to persevere and be patient and get to the other side. You will get there. Spirit will guide you there. Sometimes Spirit will even force you guys there because we all struggle at times. And whether it's the divine feminine or the divine masculine, when we struggle, Spirit gets us through it. Spirit carries us through it. Sometimes Spirit drags us through it, particularly with the runners. But we all will get there. And union is guaranteed. That's what I've channeled. That's what I stand by. Union is guaranteed. I do not believe that we go through the intensity and difficulties of this journey for no reason. Twins are here to assist humanity with ascension. And we all have that soul contract and life purpose, which means that our soul will overrides our free will, and nobody's able to abandon this journey. I have not found anybody who has done so successfully. So even if you step away from it, Spirit will redirect you back, okay? But anyway, so because of all of those reasons, union is guaranteed. It's just a matter of persevering through the process, okay? Okay, let's look at the energy of each twin. I'm going to start with the Divine Feminines. With this life experience card, which is the Tower in traditional tarot, some of you have, okay, I see multiple meanings here with the feminine cards, okay? The life experience card could represent that feminines need to trust that significant changes are going to happen for the divine masculines and for their connections, and things are going to move forward. The journey is going to get easier. The journey is going to transform both of you and bring you together like you desire. But for some of you, this also represents changes that you need to make in your own lives. And I see that a lot. Many times I do see in my personal readings that feminines have their own changes that they need to make in their lives. And sometimes spirit has to be really persistent to get that message through, because the feminines either don't want to make those changes without knowing that they have their divine masculine with them on that road, or they just are holding back for other reasons. Honestly, there's a list of excuses that I could give you for why they're holding back, but usually it's not really valid, to be honest. I mean, they can be valid actually, but not to spirit. So that's what I mean by they're not valid. So they can be legitimate reasons, but spirit is basically like, nope, this is what you need to do and you need to get on it. So this can be changing jobs. It can be moving. It can be getting out of a karmic relationship. It can be making other changes in your life around work or friends or family. Excuse me. Whatever it may be, if you know that there's something you're supposed to do for yourself, it can be working on your spiritual purpose as well. Spirit is going to keep hammering this message home to you until you start, and your own twin flame journey can be delayed and held up until you do what you need to do. Okay, so that's important to keep in mind. And also for those who feel like they need to know that they have their divine masculine, know that first of all, the energy of waiting just gives your divine masculine the energy of waiting as well. Also, you don't need to know. You want to know for comfort and peace of mind, but you don't need to. And spirit wants you to know that you can and will do it on your own. And when your divine masculine returns to your life, you guys will just figure out the logistics when the time comes, and everything will work out. There's nothing for you to worry about, okay? With Ace of Water, know that a new beginning is coming for these connections, and you are going to receive that offer of love. But in the meantime, it's important to focus on taking care of yourself and taking care of your own self-care and honing your intuition as well. With the Two of Fire, again, trust that you are going to reunite. You are going to come into that partnership with your twin, and you are going to move forward together. In the meantime, focus on the opportunities that are coming into your life or that you can create in order to make positive changes in your life. With Three of Earth, those positive changes and opportunities coming are going to create success, abundance, and recognition for all of your hard work in whatever capacity it looks like for each of you. Like I said, that can be professionally, that can be in your spiritual purpose, that can be in your relationship with your DM. But know that success, sorry, I keep saying, oh, it's my shadow. Sorry. Know that success is coming, okay? And the Page of Water jumped. So Spirit really wanted you to know that communication is coming. For those of you who are waiting for it, positive communication is coming, and you are going to have progress with your twin, okay? Now, exactly when depends on each person and each wave, so I can't tell you guys exactly when, but expect things to get better and expect these connections to move to the next level, okay? For the masculines, they are in the purpose of summoning the strength and courage that they need in order to make the changes in their lives that they need to make, which it's much more likely that the divine masculines are the ones that have bigger changes that they need to make. So know that they are working on it, and have compassion and understanding for them at this time. Be willing to forgive them for their mistakes, because they don't mean to cause problems and hurt you. They're trying to find their way, and they're dealing with their own wounds as well, okay? They are going to declare a long, hard fought for victory in whatever struggles they've been going through. I mean, it's safe to say that most have karmic situations that don't have to be third-party relationships. Karmic situations can be anything that is a difficult situation that is holding them back. And that's because those situations are there in order to teach them lessons. Many of us have karmic situations. And many times divine feminines have had them in the past before they even knew anything about twin flames or met their twin flame. And they go through it before their twin does. But yes, they are going to stand their ground, defend themselves and their path, and declare that hard fought for victory. And they're going to make things right. They're going to balance the scales, and justice is going to be served in your connections so that everything works out in the favor of the twins exactly how it is meant to, okay? So don't give up, keep persevering. With Knight of Air, as soon as they are able to make those changes and turn things around for themselves, they are going to just take off quickly, towards you and with you. And suddenly what was stagnant is going to move so fast that you have to catch your breath, right towards union. So union is, the divine masculines are headed towards union, and it is going to come together. Just like I always say, you just have to trust the process and allow them to get there when and how they need to. Everything does have divine timing and alignment, even though it's hard for us to deal with, okay? Okay, looking at the Oracle of the Seven Energies, the energy of the connections right now. The past energy still affecting the present is opening to discovery, which is a throat chakra card. And this is about connecting with your higher selves and opening up to your authentic truths of who you truly are and what you're meant to do with your lives, and starting to speak and honor your truth. Standing up for yourselves with those who oppose you, and speaking your truths to those who are close to you, and who honor you as well, okay? So this is integrating that soul level information and stepping into your true selves. The present energy, since this is past energy still affecting the present, this has already begun and is still in the process of occurring. A higher view is the present energy, and this to me speaks to those who are further along in the journey. But if you're not, then just know that this is part of your process. You just may still be learning how to do this, okay? This is a third eye chakra card, and the higher view is about, like I was talking about earlier, seeing everything from the higher spiritual perspective, understanding everything from that higher spiritual perspective. When things happen and occur that will trigger you, you will be more able to take a step back and look at it from the higher spiritual perspective, or the perspective of your twin or the other person if it's not about your twin, and have a greater understanding of why it needs to be this way or why it occurred, and being able to release it and not let it bother you as much and not let it hurt you, because you understand the bigger picture of why it's all occurring. It's letting go of judgment and assumptions, and it's becoming unattached to the 3D aspects of it. It's being able to stay more neutral and unbiased. The hidden influences right now are Sacred Reverence, which is a crown chakra card. And this is about being able to see things through the spiritual eye more, having more awareness and awe for how spirit is in everything and is everywhere. Inspiration coming to you through your crown chakra and your third eye that is opening you up to more possibilities on your spiritual path and purpose. Your spiritual passion growing and leading to more joyful living, because you're living through that higher spiritual awareness, and it's learning how to manifest with spirit's help and create the life that you desire. The obstacle right now, I thought this was very interesting because it's a crown chakra card instead of a more 3D based with a divine matrix. This is about being able to distinguish more between the 3D and the 5D. So being able to distinguish more between the ego center and the intuitive center. This actually makes perfect sense now that I read it. And that's one of the things that the Twin Flame Journey does. It forces us to see things from this different separated aspect. That's part of the spiritual awareness. That's part of the higher perspective and bigger picture. So it's being able to see how everything weaves together and creates the tapestry of our lives and our journeys, and learning how to trust that everything is unfolding exactly how it needs to, and seeing the synchronicities of life and appreciating them for what they are. And like I said, I really resonate with that, being able to see the difference between the 3D perspective and the 5D perspective. So that's an obstacle for many of you on both sides, divine feminines and divine masculines, but it's something that you're learning how to do right now. Hidden helpers. This is a heart chakra card. And this is, hidden helpers represents something that spirit is helping you with, which the natural, obvious meaning here is that spirit is assisting with unions, helping you to come back together and embrace each other and have more intimacy and emotional intimacy. Actually, it could be physical intimacy as well, and reunions. But it's also about having compassion for yourselves and for each other, and being able to release shame and guilt and negative emotions that have been a result of our trauma wounds and conditioning that has been imposed on us. So it's healing yourselves from within and then healing the connection. The action to be taken is Let It Go, which is a heart center card. And this is about forgiveness. This is forgiving each other, making amends, healing resentments. Also in your 3D lives, like separate from your twins, shedding the role of the eternal martyr. So not like doing what is expected of you anymore, or sacrificing yourself anymore for what you think you have to. And it's letting go of any victimhood or karmic situations. I was going to say abusive, but then they're not all abusive, but it's still any situation where you are not living to your true potential and to your true authentic self. Doesn't have to be abusive, but it's still not right for you. And it can still be a sense of victimhood because you're not living true to yourself. And that can also speak to the eternal martyr role as well. So it's cutting ties to destructive stories, like with the karmic situations, and it's releasing pain, integrating the lessons from those karmic situations, and moving forward. This is a form of surrender, but it's not just about that. So for some of you, it might look like surrender, but for others of you, it looks like leaving behind the karmic situations. The outcome is, firstly, there's two outcome cards. It is what it is a root chakra card, and it's about, this speaks more to the karmic situations, radical acceptance that those situations are what they are and they aren't going to change, like that War of Roses was talking about, that you're not going to find a peaceful resolution. It is what it is. You have to just take the circumstances for what they are and release resistance and denial and choose to let it go and walk away with that radical acceptance. The next part of the outcome is a sacral chakra card with the Rose's Kiss, and this is about stepping into a new life experience of joy and happiness and pleasure and appreciating every single moment, being present and enjoying your lives, reconnecting with your twin, but not just reconnecting with your twin, like that's part of it, but it's also about making yourselves happy again, particularly for those who are leaving karmic situations behind, because for so many in those situations, they get stuck in this period of deep unhappiness because they're not living true to themselves and they're sacrificing themselves. So this is no longer doing that, and it's just enjoying every moment again. And when it talks about experiencing and enjoying the five senses, that's literally saying, like, I'm going to read it because it's hard to explain without reading it. Connecting with nature, enjoying the sensual pleasures of sex, obviously a good sign about reunion, and or being aware of the sensations of taste, touch, smell, sight, and sound may be important right now. How do your sheets feel? Can you reach out and feel the heat and softness of your companion or your pet nestled beside you? Be present to another person, see them, and let yourself be seen. So it's that emotional intimacy with another, and it's that having more joy and appreciation for life. Okay, so this is definitely, obviously, a positive direction to be moving in. Okay, so now looking at the oracle cards that I pulled for us. Okay, first I asked with the Magic of You Oracle what it is that we need to focus on right now. So first we have Serendipity. Now this is a shadow work deck, but it's not like a deep and major shadow work deck. So it's easier to take. So with merge with the flow, I mean, it obviously gives you a meaning right there that's easy to connect with, about going with the flow, allowing things to happen how they need to. Be aware that opportunities are lining up around you, and you just need to merge with the flow of life and trust it, both its light and its shadows. Everything has a purpose, and everything is leading you to where you are meant to be. You may not realize it, but you are perfectly poised for the opportunities coming to you right now. Trust your efforts and recognize the serendipity around you. This means you are where you are meant to be, doing what you are meant to be doing. Be conscious of follow-up and follow-through. Good fortune forms around you. Okay, then we have effervescence, cultivate love. Love is budding, blooming, and blossoming around you. The energy of new love helps all things grow, not just relationships. The potential for love is limitless right now. All blocks and obstacles are lifting, and the way ahead is clear. Be confident, optimistic, and joyful. If you have drawn this card at a time you are feeling lonely or disillusioned by love, it is a sign to cultivate love in other areas in order to infuse the arid part of your life with nourishing passion. The more love and joy you can feel in pursuits and aspects, the more this energy will flow into the areas that you feel are lacking. So for some of you, this represents union being near. For others of you, I don't know how many times I can tell you that I've gotten the message for clients and for myself that we need to have more fun and we need to have more joy in our lives, because the more that we can have that, the more we are able to surrender, and we bring, like it says here, we bring that energy into the connection, and it helps the process along. So even in separation, even when missing your twin, try to focus on what you can do to make yourself happier, to bring more joy into your life. Do the opportunities, do the activities that make you happy, that make your spirit sing, that you're passionate about, and that will lead you, that will open up your pathways more. Now, these next two cards, this is a newer deck for me. That's why I still read from the book. These next two cards I haven't gotten yet, and they're perfect, and they make complete sense. First, we have Epiphany, reveal your gifts. Have you been keeping something from others, something that would surprise and delight them? The world wants what you have to share. Awaken to your hidden talent. You are more than enough. There are hidden gifts, a new skill, new passion bubbling up, ready to pour out of you at this time, just as the gold pours out of the girl of Epiphany's arm. What is a deep goal? Something you may have considered impossible. It's your duty to unveil and release this potential inside you. The time to act is now. The universe will conspire in your favor if you take action now. So this is all about your spiritual life purpose. And it can be professional as well. Some of you will have that combined, but not all of you. But you need to go after your goals and your dreams and your spiritual gifts and really open them up and show them to the world. Shannon, this message is for you too. That just came to me. Now I have to make sure you watch this. Okay, Orenda. What number is it? 22. Honor your mystical creative force. There is a mystical force present in all people that empowers them to affect the world or affect change in their own lives. I mean, that's the spiritual purpose that so many of us have as twin flames. It's time to make a sacrifice in order to move into the next creative expression of self. This maiden contemplates her role in creation, the seed, the birth, the nurture, the release, both in her ability to procreate and her choices of expressing her creative force in relationships, music, art, and food. This card embodies the ancient goddess as she was depicted in the Garden of Eden as a primordial, omniscient serpent, the bearer of wisdom. If this card is drawn by a woman seeking to start a family, it confers pregnancy and fertility. Annalise, that one's for you. Orenda relates to all the sacred female cycles, the transitions of maiden to mother to crone, blessing them as divine and equally valuable and beautiful. Okay, yeah, I'm just checking here. This is a very deep and beautiful card, and it speaks to everyone in a different way. So Focus on how it resonates for you and your journeys and paths. Okay, and last one, doable. The key is within your grasp. What you seek is within your grasp. As with all yeses, there are adjustments. Release yourself from a lingering mental prison of fear that you are not enough, that you are not worthy. You have the right key, don't doubt it. It's time to be grateful for your teachers, even the ones whose lessons you didn't necessarily like. Past lovers, past employers, bullies, cyberstalkers, all had lessons to teach you. Incredibly, when you meditate on gratitude for these lessons, the struggles around you dissipate. The key to opening the rest of your life hovers within your grasp. It's yours to use. The girl of doable fearlessly breaks through the glass ceiling and grabs the potent symbol of her getting of wisdom, the golden key. Tears of blood are shed, residues of past pain and losses are now transformed into power and assertiveness. If this is drawn at the time you are seeking to step into the next widely acknowledged level of success, whether it be career advancement, passing a test, being accepted into an institute of learning, or achieving union, this card indicates that the answer is yes. Very positive. Actually, for Shadow Work deck, there were some positive cards there. Okay, you might hear my cat crying in the background to be fed, but I'm almost done, so I'm going to make him wait. Okay. Wait, I had that. Ooh. Okay, first card here. These cards that came out definitely represent a little journey here for, I would say, the masculines, but it could represent feminines as well. So with this loss card, grief, sadness, but resurrection. So there's two meanings here. One is, actually there's more than one meaning here. There's more than two. Some of you may go through a period of loss. Now that is due to cycles that need to close out in your lives so that you can move forward down this journey. Sometimes that might be karmic cycles. It can also be other cycles of your life that just are not meant to continue forward at this time because you are on a significant spiritual journey, and it is just that stuff that has to be left behind. People, places, things, situations, they get left behind in this process. Hold that thought. So since I didn't feed him, he wanted to go outside instead. Okay, now the next meaning. Some of you may feel like you're going through a loss, like that something is not coming to fruition. So what automatically comes to me there is some of you feel like you're not going to achieve union and that you feel like you have to give up on union. That's not true. You just aren't there yet because you still have healing to work through and your twin still has healing to work through. But some of you are going through that feeling and that experience, and this card is telling you that that's not the case, that this connection is going to be resurrected even though you can't see it yet. And then the third meaning is that for some of you who have gone through the more of a significant loss, I would say pertaining to the connection, maybe a recent separation, so it feels more like a loss as opposed to you've been in separation for a while and you thought it was going to happen, but it hasn't happened yet. But so a more recent, what feels like a bigger loss in the connection. Spirit is saying that, again, it is going to come back to you transformed, resurrected. You don't need to worry. Right now, you guys are both going through this purification process. And this deck, I don't really need to read the book, but I did, it's also brand new to me. I did check the meanings to see if there was anything important. And this message here was, I knew I needed to read it. Now, before I read it, actually, clearly a significant part of the message with this is that you are both going through this purification process that is healing you so that you can move forward on your journeys as individuals and then together. This purification card refers to fire. There's another one that refers to, I think, water. I find it interesting that it refers to fire for one thing because we are twin flames. So that is interesting. It's also about burning away what no longer serves you. So anything that has been holding each of you back in your lives is being burned away so that you can move forward. Now, what it states here. What is it that your heart truly desires? What do you perceive is missing in your life? In order to find the answers, you must look inside your heart. You already know this, but have been reluctant to look because a part of you fears what your heart is trying to tell you. The only way forward is to face your fear. The fire is burning away your fears. Something in your life is not working out as you would have liked, and it's not going to get any better unless you have the courage to face it. Now, that can apply in multiple capacities. With the twin flame journey, it's not straightforward. Although the fire, like the difficult aspects of the journey, the dark night of the souls, that's when it feels like you're in the fire. But this also applies in other aspects with your karmic situations, with your work situations or difficult friendships or connections that are no longer serving you. That's the stuff that you need to face as well. Close your eyes and relax. Imagine a beautiful flame warming your heart and soul. Feel its purifying and healing light burning away your fears and doubts, healing your body and mind, and clearing away all obstacles, either imagined or real. Feel your heart center as an endless space full of only love and light. Feel the peace. You are safe in this eternal space of light. Now, what is your heart saying? When it brings a tear to your eye, you will know that it is your truth. Your soul will guide you towards happiness. All you need to do is follow. Trust. Remembrance. So, as you guys are working past these triggering emotions and finding your way through the fire of purification, remembrance comes in. And it's remembrance of who you truly are at a soul level, and it's remembrance of this connection, and it's guiding you home to each other. It's guiding you towards the paths meant for you and towards the connection and union, okay? And on the other side of that comes winter's end, regeneration, rebirth, and a positive outcome. So you guys are going through this rebirth process, and you will get through it. Your twin will, you will, and you will come together in that positive outcome of union, okay? Lastly, another new deck, adding to my Oracle deck collection. Some final messages for you on just guidance for you right now. First, we have integrity. This is with the Crystal Mandala Oracle. This is Goddess Rhiannon and Amazonite. I don't know how do you say that, but you guys hopefully know and you can see it there. We bring you the empowerment of integrity. Integrity is the harmony between intention, word, and action. It is a discipline of love that creates inner security, confidence, and self-esteem. Integrity allows you to choose what promises you make according to the reasons that have meaning for you. It empowers you to make decisions that feel authentic and honor your values. It allows you to say no without guilt or shame because you are not willing to compromise who you are to make another comfortable. As you honor your words and actions, doing what you say you will do, when you say you will do it, you grow power and respect within. You can express your integrity absolutely and yet with kindness and compassion. Integrity is the gift that will bring you a powerful peace of mind and loving self-respect. I actually see this in multiple capacities. For divine feminines, integrity speaks in one way. For divine masculines, it speaks in another way. I feel it resonates more for the divine masculine experience with them embodying their authentic selves and honoring their promises to their twin, honoring their promises to themselves and to their twin, and taking a positive action forward in those respects. For the feminine, it's how they choose to handle certain situations, because there are many difficult situations that we go through on the twin flame journey, and it's how they choose to handle them. Okay, then we have heart healing. And it's Angel Balthiel and Rose Quartz. If Rose Quartz is completely appropriate. We bring you the gift of heart healing. Over many lifetimes, your beautiful heart has loved and lost and loved again. You have learned how to feel joy, pain, suffering, and bliss. Your wise heart knows that life is filled with darkness and light, and it chooses to love the divine and participate in life anyway. You might worry that your heart has been stretched beyond its limit, become closed or broken, yet your heart is filled with divine grace, power, and of course, love. It can and will heal itself to love again, bigger, bolder, and braver than ever before. Do not doubt the healing power of your heart. There is power in your heart to heal through struggle into joy, and your heart has the gift of helping to heal others with love. Your open, kind heart helps soothe others, bringing comfort and reassurance to the world. Trust your heart and let it heal and guide you into the most beautiful and loving divine destiny waiting for you. This is, again, twofold. This is divine feminines knowing that as difficult as this journey is, you will get through it. Things will get better, and you will come into that unconditional love and union within yourself and with your twin. And this is also about the power of your love and your healing for your twin as well, because the divine feminine always takes on a greater role in that, in the twin flame journey, because of our higher awareness and our just being further along in the process. And it's just our path and our purpose to lead our twin there and to heal them. The divine masculine learns how to accept unconditional love. The divine feminine learns how to give it. Lastly, your time to shine. Ascended Master Helios and Citrine. We bring you the blessing of your time to shine. On the divine path, you gain empowerment through surrender and alignment with divine consciousness greater than your own. As you choose to surrender into higher consciousness through prayer and intention, you are held in a field of divine protection. You also gain strength, wisdom, and understanding. You release fear and gain love's power. You become increasingly radiant, discovering more of your own divine identity. At some point on your path, while this is always happening for you on the inner planes, you will be ready to perform a similar function on the outer planes in the world of forms. This is when you will be asked to bravely shine your light to help those in need, perhaps lost or in darkness of some sort in the physical world. That's helping your twin. And once you guys achieve a certain level of advancement on the journey, that's helping others in their journey as well. Okay, so this is really beautiful messages. I hope that this reading has helped you guys. And I look forward to hearing your feedback about it, okay? Happy New Year, and I will talk to you all more soon.